Hey y'all, it's me again, back with another video, and I'm super excited to be here in a different location because I am hanging out with some friends, and I thought, let me go ahead and record a couple of videos because it was on my mind. So anyway, today we are going to be talking about a few of the essentials for my intentional living life. I figured I would share with you a couple of the things that I do or use to make sure that I'm living my life intentionally every single day. And I'm hoping that these items will help you kind of figure out, okay, this is what it means to live intentionally. Okay, so what we're about to do is get into that. But before we do all of that, let me go introduce myself. Hey y'all, my name is Sonja of SonjaWCoaching, where we help amazing go-getter, multi-passionate women learn how to align their lives with their values and set up all of the things that they need to make sure that their dreams meet reality. And this honestly is part of that, really setting in motion the essentials to make sure that you're living a life intentionally. Okay, so I'm going to actually break it down by the 6 key relationships that we should always be living our lives out of, right? To be able to live intentionally, we have to cultivate a relationship with these 6 areas to make sure that we're well-rounded, to make sure that we're hitting every single aspect of our lives. Okay, and I'll remind you that those 6 relationships are your relationship with God, your relationship with your health, your body, your relationship with your mind, your intellect. How are you growing? How are you changing? Then your relationship with your family, your friends, and your finances. Those are the 6 key relationships. I'm not gonna break them down now because I have a lot of videos about it already. I'll go ahead and put a video up in the corner for you to check out if you want to get a in-depth breakdown of those 6 relationships. But I wanted to go through each one of those relationships and give you one essential for my daily life with those things. Okay, let's get into it. So number 1 is God, is the relationship with God, and the essential number 1 is my Bible. My Bible is so essential to my relationship with God because this is how I learn about God. This is how I learn about His character, how I learn about His promises towards us. This is what helps me to cultivate the relationship that I want to cultivate with my Lord. So it's so important to have a relationship. Honestly, I think everybody should have a relationship with the Bible because there's so much good stuff in there. It really is. And honestly, y'all, the Bible is the best soap opera you will ever read. Okay, but there are so many lessons, so many truths in that word, and that is really what I govern my life by. So my first essential, and it ties to the relationship with God, is my Bible. My second essential is water. Yes, I love water, and that is tied to the relationship with my health. One of the key things that I learned when first trying to lose weight and get healthy is that a lot of empty calories and a lot of things and extra sugar that we don't need are in all of the sodas and all the other things. So I really try to limit soda and drink a lot of water. Also, water is tasty. I don't know why people say it's a problem. I actually really like water. So I drink a whole lot of water all the time. I actually usually have water beside me as I record. So after I finish recording this video, I'm gonna go ahead and get me some water. Then number 3, with my relationship with my mind or my intellect, is books, or are books. Books. I love to read. I love to read fiction. I love to read nonfiction, self-help, all of those different types of books. And I find that it's so important that reading helps you grow in so many different ways, right? There are books that will move you forward in your leadership or in your ability to build your business or all types of things, right? But then there's also fiction that helps you expand your imagination, that helps you grow in your knowledge of words and communication, right? So I read a million different things. I have so many different interests. I love science fiction. I actually have a friend who's a fantasy writer. She's amazing. You need to get her book. You know what? I'm going to put one of her books down in the link below. You go ahead. No, I'm going to put her website so you can pick which book you want to read. But let me tell you, all of them are good, okay? Her name is Stephanie Barbara. Anyway, so I love to read. And it's so important that reading is a part of your life because that helps to expand your knowledge base. And it helps you to build skills where you may have felt that you've been, unskilled, right? So books. And that's why I'm starting to do book reviews now, because I was like, I read so many good books out there. Like, there's so many good books. I read them and I learn it for myself. But then a couple of reasons. One is a selfish reason and one is an unselfish reason. The unselfish reason is that I want you guys to learn what I'm learning, because I think that as we grow in our intentional living journey, having that knowledge is going to help us in our lives, right? And then the selfish reason is that they say that if you're able to teach a concept, then you really know the concept, right? So I'm challenging myself to try to teach these concepts within those book reviews and things like that. So that is it on books. Okay, so we got 3 essentials down. My next essential, and actually I only have 5 essentials for 6 relationships, but it's cool. It's whatever. But the 5 essentials that I have. So number 4 is tied to my relationship with my family and friends, and that's my schedule and my planner. Y'all, if it's not on the calendar, it don't exist. Okay? That is really what it is with my life. So it's so important that you have a planner, that you have a schedule, so that you're able to build a life around what you value and keep track of the things that are important to you. So for me, again, I joke about it, but if it's not on the calendar, it doesn't exist. It's true, because so many different reasons. But one of them is I learned with the Getting Things Done productivity mantra is that our minds can't hold ideas. Our minds are made to make ideas, give ideas, do things, right? But the minute we start to hold things and hold them in our hearts, hold them in our minds, we're not going to be able to remember them well. So I try my hardest to make sure that any and everything that's important to me is written down, because I want to keep my mind free. And with that, it brings into play my planner and my schedule. Everything that I do is typically in this planner. I'll be honest, I'm not always perfect, so sometimes I don't get in the planner, and those are the times that I forget that it's something that I needed to do. But it's so key to organize yourself with that planner, with a schedule, just so that you're able to walk with intention. One major thing that I do is my dream week, where I build out the ideal week so that I am looking and knowing, okay, these are the goals that I want to hit. These are the plans and the things that I want to do. And here's my ideal week. And this is the goal of my life every single day, right? So that's kind of what I roll with. A dream week is just a guide to making sure that you're actually filling your life with the things that are truly important to you, filling your life with what you actually value. And that's the whole point to the dream week. If you want a little bit of help with that, go ahead, check me out. I have some links below with that. And then the final essential is tied to my relationship with my finances, and that's a budget. Y'all, that's a real budget. A budget is so important. One thing that I learned with trying to get out of debt, or have when I was trying to get out of debt and building my financial acumen and knowledge, is that a budget is essential. And a budget is not something that is, what's the word? Like, people always think it's like a jailhouse. Like, oh, my budget is telling me I can't do. No, your budget is telling you what you can do. When you have your money in order and you know what's next, what needs to get paid, where do you need to go, then you have freedom with your money. For instance, with me, I barely look at my bank account. Why? Because I know where my money's going, right? I know what my budget is telling me. Now, I'm going to go look and make sure nobody's trying to scam me, make sure nobody got into the account. But the only person that's in the account is me. So anything that's off is because I didn't follow my budget. But that's the key thing that I've learned as I've grown in building a budget, building investments, and all of those different things, is that a budget helps you guide your money and not have your money guide you. And that's the key thing to living intentionally with your finances, right? Because there's so many things. The Lord says that he has given us the ability to make wealth. The Lord says that he's given us more than enough so that we can be generous in every occasion. And without a budget, we don't know how generous we can be. And that's the truth. We don't know how much God has truly blessed us to be generous because we don't know what we have. So it's so important that we are budgeting our lives. So those were the 5 essentials, not 6, but 5 essentials of living my intentional life. Again, those are my Bible, drinking my water, reading tons of books, having a planner or a schedule, my dream week, and then finally having a whole entire budget. Okay. Now, I was actually kind of thinking about this and I was like, I got one more. I got one more essential that I think it can be a bonus essential, because it's not really the ones that I'm always thinking about or always doing, but I thought about it a little bit later. And that 6th one is my 5-year journal. And I think it is an essential for me, but it's not something that I think everybody needs to have. Well, that's a lie. I think everybody should have a 5-year journal. What am I trying to say? You're not going to die if you don't have a 5-year plan, 5-year journal. You're also not going to die if you don't have a 5-year plan. Know that. I don't know why that popped into my head. But when you're living according to your values and you're walking according to what you believe God has called you to walk towards, sometimes a 5-year plan is not flexible enough, right? So don't worry if you don't got a 5-year plan. Do have a vision and a goal, a dream, but don't put yourself down to a 5-year plan, because 5-year plans are always going to change. All right. Anyway, that's not what I came here for. What I wanted to say was that bonus essential was my 5-year journal. And the reason why I brought it up is because I actually write in it every day. Like, I'm actually kind of mad because I forgot it on this little weekend trip I had with my friends. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to remember some key things and go back. But anyway, I typically write in it every single day, and it has an entry for each day of the year, and it has like 5 entries. And just being able to look back at where you were and seeing what you thought was important the year before and kind of seeing your progress in life is amazing. There has been days where I will look back at, I'm in the 3rd year of this 5-year journal, and there's been days where I've looked back and have been in awe of what God has brought me through, what I've learned, just so many things, or the fun or amazing things that happened on specific days. So yes, those are my essentials that help me live intentionally every day. I hope that this was helpful for you. I encourage you to start thinking about your essentials, the essentials that are going to help you move forward in an intentional living journey, and join that journey with me, if you will. I would love for you to get on my email list. I drop some encouragement every single week, and we're also dropping videos every week. So go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead, subscribe, do all the things. Tell somebody about it. Tell somebody if this is something that has been doing it for you, okay? So anyway, guys, I hope that you have an awesome week wherever you are.